Welcome to Retro Scale Modelling. This is part 29 of the DeAgostini Star Wars Millennium Falcon build, scale 1 to 43. And this part I'm working through issue 98 only. The reason for that is if I put in issue 99 as well, it'd be such a long video. So it's a shorter video, but there's still a lot to do. So let's jump into this and see how I get on. Starting off with issue 98. And in issue 98, I'll be dealing with the landing gear. So once more, a list of paints. It's 15 yellow by Rebel Aquacolor, 83 rust, 76 light grey, and then Tamiya's XS 55 deck tan, and finishing off with Tamiya's Withering Series C and the gunmetal component. And once more, these are all the colours that I'll be using to paint. In actual fact, those are the only colours that I'll be using from now on. However, I will list them every now and again as I go along. So I should point out as well, not only am I painting the landing gear here, I've also got some of the vertical engine plates that I'm painting as well. But as I said, they're all painted in the same way. So just using tiny amounts of each colour to build up the markings on the ship itself. And remember, I'm almost dry brushing here. I'm hardly putting any paint on my brush whatsoever. This is why the kitchen towel is covered in paint, because I'm taking off excess as I put it on the brush. So before I go into the landing gear, there's a few little more parts I have to place on to the engine bay component cover, and these parts are generally for the rear of the cover for where the engines are. First of all, these ventral plates have to be made up, and they're just sandwiched in two. They are then placed along. The location points are well established on this. I mentioned them quite a lot when I was doing the lower half of the build, and they're exactly the same. Some of them I had to press quite firmly in for them to fit. One of the location holes were a little bit tight, so while that's drying, I'm making up the landing feet pads now. These are all made up in the same way also. First of all, the piston shaft goes in the middle, and that then gets put the opposite cover on it. These can be glued in position, but it's not really necessary, but they don't move. So just for peace of mind, I have glued them into position. They then get connected to the upper part of the assembly for the landing gear bay, and these get pushed in, then held in place with a little screw. So these little screws are just tapping screws, so they make their own thread as they go in, but as you can see, they go in quite easily. Next to go in is this little basket thing here. It's a cradle to hold the shock absorber pistons. They can only go in one way and only goes down so far. The foot pads themselves are very simple to make up. There's just the end pads that have to be attached, and then that gets attached to the main outer unit, and then the pads themselves get attached to the main assembly. Then it's time to attach the pistons, but these didn't go so well. I'll just explain. I've got a slight problem. These little hydraulic piston things go in here, but they're too short. There's about a 1 to 3 millimeter gap. I don't know whether I've cut them off short on the sprue or not, but I was deciding whether to put these on or not, and I thought I'd just leave them up, but then I thought I've got some of these brass or copper little tubes here meant for doing turnbuckles on biplanes and so forth, so I'm going to use them. They will need cut down to size, a little bit big, but I'll paint them first of all. And I've just jammed it on a cocktail stick just so I can hold it better. And then I'll just trim them to size. And all I need to do now is a little bit of super glue on each end before placing them in. And they have a little location point they just sit into. So that's all. As you can see, I've already done what they are, but you get the general idea. And so I'll just carry on putting these little pins in, and it seemed to be the best option. I did try and get the other ones to fit again, but as you can see there, they just didn't fit. And now to actually fit them inside, first of all, I have to remove the coverings. Now, you would actually have these coverings on if you're having it in flight mode, of course, but I'm having it with the gear down. And they simply just push into position. The location points are self-explanatory, and I just press them down quite firmly with a little bit of super glue, and that's them in. And this is where we'll end part 29. I've got the little gun to go on after I've put the other feet pads in, but that just gets pushed into the central column, and that's it. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you check out the channel for my other builds? Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, and you'll be updated on all my builds, including this one. Don't forget to leave a comment, hit that like button, and also share the video. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.